Hello everybody! I've got one book back in here and I'm very happy with the way this book came out. I already know the grade. It was for a gentleman and wife. And I've done other books for them before. This one though was really cool and very difficult. And I'll show you why here in just a minute. But before I do that, I wanted to let everybody know I missed my upload last week. I gotta be careful how I show you this. But yeah, I broke my finger playing soccer with my 16-year-old daughter who is a goalkeeper. She was punting them to me, and one of them went a little further than normal, landed on the ground in front of me. I jumped up and tried to bat it down, broke it. Yeah, very painful. It hurts constantly. I'm supposed to go to the doctor tomorrow, possible surgery though. So yeah, that happened about 7-8 days ago. Been waiting to go to the surgeon for an appointment. So yeah, I'm managing that right now. So anyway, I've got something exciting happening on Tuesday. James Wolgard, hope I'm pronouncing your last name right. I think that's correct. You might know him as James W. Goes by Jim, and he is one of the innovators of a new technique. It's not really new, but it's kind of new to the community at large, cleaning and pressing, and that is the wet stacking technique. And I'm not going to go into any detail. You could probably find information out if you just do a little search for that. But it's very cool, and it could be a huge game changer for people like me that clean, press books. Definitely something I'm considering adding to my process. Well, I've got probably the leading guy on it right now that's going to be on in my live stream that I'm doing on Tuesday in my community. If you want to be a part of that, it's not too late. Just go to improvecollecting.com. I've opened up the alpha membership right now for more members to join. If you clean and press books, you do not want to miss this, and it's exclusive information only to members of my community. It would help me out because this is how I make an income. I'm doing what I'm doing, so you'll have access to me, my techniques. All of the techniques I use to clean and press books and have the success that I have are in this community. You don't even have to be a cleaner and presser. There's ample information if you're just buying and selling comic books for profit or just to build value in your collection. You can join for less than $20 a month, and I'm sure the information in there can make you a lot more than $20 a month. We're going to move on to the beta soon. I'm going to raise the price of membership. So if you want to get it now at the lowest price you'll ever be able to get in at, now is the time. So enough tooting my own horn on my community. But I can't help but talk about it because it's my passion, and I love helping people learn to do what I do. And that's kind of it's everything to me right now. So I really appreciate you checking that out. If you're into this hobby, buying, selling, cleaning, pressing, all that stuff, check it out. So yeah, this book, let me go ahead and get it unboxed. Ow. We'll take a look here in just a second. I have to use my right hand. I don't have confidence using this with my left. I'm just going to be very careful how I hold this. Use fingers other than this one. Yeah. If I get it at this angle. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, and I'm going to hide the grade here real quick. Oh, I know the grade, so... Oh, wow. Very awesome. Going to cover it up with my left. Yeah, so... Signature series. This one was signed, and they wanted to get the book cleaned, pressed, all that good stuff, so they could get the signature authentication on it. This is going to have a prominent place on the owner's wall, and they already got picked out, and I've delayed sending it to them a couple days, so I got to get this video done so I can ship this out in the morning. But yeah, not much to say about this book except it's just one of the most classic covers ever done. I just absolutely, my personal favorite is the gold. I just love it. I love the look of it. So yeah, it ended up getting the 9.8. I thought this book was going to have a max grade of 9.4. So apparently, I'm a little bit too conservative again. But what if you look carefully right here? I don't know if I can. It's right here. You can kind of see a slight little discoloration there. That was an ink blob. I don't know how it got on the book, but it looked like a fountain pen broke and ink blobbed onto the book. And when I first got it in, I was like, okay, there's nothing I can do with that, right? So that's probably going to limit our grade to 9.4, maybe. There were a couple other defects on it that I thought could possibly be bindery, but I wasn't sure. I don't think this was a polybag edition, so it didn't have the poly bin down the middle or anything like that. But yeah, I just thought because of that, and you know, it was going to have a cap grade. So, but then I realized that that little blob was not over top of any kind of color on the book. So I'm like, why don't we just give it a shot and see if I can remove that thing? So I started working on it, and I worked on it off and on for 2 days, and it really is it's not rocket science what I did to it. I basically surrounded the area. I covered up this colored area with a piece of copy paper, and I surrounded it. Basically, I just isolated that ink blob, and then I started going to town with an eraser, the softest eraser I have, and I just worked on it, and then I would check it to make sure I'm not, you know, damaging the paper or anything. And before I knew it, after a lot of tedious work, it was about half gone. Every time I would pick the eraser up, it would have a little bit of ink on it. And I was like, I'm just going to keep going as long as reasonable. And I got 90% of it off. It did pull a slight bit of gloss, and I would say 10% of that ink is still there, but it's so insignificant. Unless you're looking for it, you're probably not going to find it. So I guess with the book being pretty flawless otherwise, with one little discoloration and a loss of gloss in one little spot, I think it still qualifies, apparently, to get this 9.8. So yeah, very, very happy about that. Very, very happy, and I just thrilled to be able to get that off of there and get this grade for this couple. Now, I have gotten writing off of a book. I think it was a 337. I can't remember exactly. It had writing on one of the inner pages. Somebody had written their name in it. Not an artist, not somebody working for the comic, an actual person that owned the book had written on the inside. And I just was like, okay, I'm going to take this off. And same exact method, except I think it took a little bit more harsh of an eraser. And because it's an inner page, I didn't have to worry about gloss. So I used this one. Now, everything that I use is listed on my website as well, improvecollecting.com. So don't forget, check out my website if you're interested. If you're getting into cleaning and pressing, or you have been for years, there's going to be some value to be had in joining my community, and I invite you. Email me, jim@improvecollecting.com, if you have any questions. I'm always available, always here for you, and I want to see you have the best results. I mean, the ultimate goal of all of us is to improve these books the best way possible, without overdoing it. You know, very, very minimalist. We do the least amount of work possible. We're not trying to make these books look like these crisp, perfect, lifeless, flat books. We're trying to make books look like they did when they were sitting on the stand, right? And these books were not flat and perfect when you bought them. You know that there was sometimes a little slight bend up the edge, you know, sometimes some waviness to it. We want to make these books, a lot of us can remember what these books look like on the stand. So, like, take a Conan 241, for example. Those books were wavy as heck on the stand. So why would I want to make a perfect, flat copy? That's not our goal. I want everybody out there to get better at this hobby so we can create the best books for everybody to love and enjoy and for years to come, right? And preserve these books for posterity. So stay nerdy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.